Hey, Spanish 2 students, how are you today? So let's do this. We are working on the imperfect tense, and we are working on expressing what we used to do as children. The previous video focused on what I used to do and what you used to do. Now we're going to focus on what he or she used to do as a child. We'll also use usted. ¿Qué hacía él o ella de niño? What did he or she do as a child? A are verbs, in the él, ella, usted, in the imperfect. So keep this in mind that we're talking about what he and she used to do in the past, a while ago. Okie dokie, you got this. So you got some vocabulario importante. All of this is on the vocabulary list. You have Quizlet sets for them. See your resource module. See these things at the bottom. El pasado, past, frecuentemente, había, mientras, nunca, siempre, a veces. If you haven't started studying those, take a peek at those pretty please. All right. So how do I say what he or she used to do? Well, él means he in Spanish. Ella means she in Spanish. Jugar means to play. So, él usado jugar con bloques. He used to play with blocks, right? No. That's a translation program. Please do not use usado. It's like, oh no. Ah. So, él jugaba con bloques. He used to play with blocks. He played with blocks. Ella jugaba con bloques. She used to play with blocks. She played with blocks. Jugaba, jugaba. When you were little, did you watch a show called Yo Gabba Gabba? Or have you heard of the Flintstones and they used to say yabba dabba doo? That'll help you with these verbs. So what's going on? Verbs are actions. Verbs in Spanish tend to end in AR or ER or IR. And when the verb ends in AR or ER or IR, it's in its infinitive form, not changed. When we change our verbs to match, when we change our verb endings to match the person doing the action, so the ending of the verb goes with the subject pronoun, it's called conjugation. Some of you are like, oh, cool, this is awesome, I'm a grammar nerd. And some of you are like, can you just tell me how to do this and move on? We see this all the time in English. I played, I was playing, he played, she was playing. In Spanish, verbs change all the time. Just got to get used to it. That's how they roll. So now, how did Senora Stuck do all that? Well, to say that he or she used to do something, we use the él or ella form of the verb. Él contaba chistes. Ella contaba chistes. The more you read along, you're practicing the reading skills. The more you hear the Spanish spoken, you're practicing your listening skills. Try taking some notes. Write down what's appropriate for you because that gives you the hand-eye connection. It helps you with word order and spelling as you're writing notes. They say it's muscle memory too, or at least type it. And definitely try speaking. When I'm doing the Spanish, I want you guys to go ahead and repeat aloud after me. That way you have the practice and you are getting that speaking. Ready? So, contar chistes, to tell jokes. Kevin Hart contaba chistes. Vinnie McCarthy contaba chistes. Dibujar, to draw. Él dibujaba. Ella dibujaba. Montar en bici. Él montaba en bici. Ella montaba en bici. Wait a minute, Miss Stuck. Hold on. Wait, this ABBA thing. Yeah, it looks really familiar, doesn't it? And that's okay. All right? So you're paying attention and you notice this. The yo form of the imperfect has the same endings as el, ellos, usted. I don't know why. I haven't studied the history of the language as much, and I don't know everything. I just have to know it. So if you used to watch the Disney show, used to watch, mirabas, yo no miraba, I did not used to watch it. Tu mirabas, did you used to watch it? It's called Just Roll With It. Sometimes we have to roll with it when we're learning a language. So how did Senora Stuck do that? Well, she wants you to give it a try. To say that he or she used to do something, we use the él or ella form of the verb. Now you try it. Take off that AR ending. So patinar, to skate, take off the AR. Pasear, to take a walk, take off the AR. Leave the E. Montar en monopatín, skateboard, take off that AR. Saltar a la cuerda, to jump rope, take off that AR. Add the aba to say that he or she used to do this activity. Turn off the video, pause it, whatever, and take a break and try to do it on your own. My favorite animation TV show for education school was The Magic School Bus. And Miss Frizzle used to say, make mistakes, get messy. Absolutely. So ready? Pause. Okay, I hope you try it on your own. Here are the answers. Él patinaba, ella patinaba. Él paseaba, ella paseaba. Él montaba en monopatín. Ella montaba en monopatín. Él saltaba a la cuerda. Ella saltaba a la cuerda. Now, if you want to say he didn't skate, él no patinaba. She didn't go for a walk. Ella no paseaba. Oh, and I need to change that. I see I've got this, I used to do this activity. I need to change that to a he. Hey, I made a mistake. And I'm a teacher. Guess what? It's okay if you make mistakes. We're learning. All right, I want you to try again. So to say that he or she used to do something, we use the él or ella form of the verb. Take off the AR ending from tomar. Take off the AR ending from jugar. Take off the AR ending from tocar. Take off the AR ending from portarse. But to say he or she used to do this activity. Pause the video. Try to handwrite or try to hand type. At least say it out loud. Go. And you're back. Ready? Repite, por favor. Él tomaba fotos. Ella tomaba fotos. Él jugaba. Oh, I did not go back and take out this o ella for each one, did I? It should be él jugaba, ella jugaba. Él tocaba la guitarra, ella tocaba la guitarra. But you could have él o ella se portaba bien too. That would work. Él o ella jugaba. Now, got the little asterisk there, got that say there. If you need a gentle reminder about reflexives, come see me. Or, if you're tired of working with me, go to senorjordan.com, los videos. Check out Senor Bell's online too. He's pretty good. All right, now what if I wanted to ask you if you do these activities? To ask someone a question, you use you in Spanish, tú or usted. In the previous videos, we used tú to be informal. Now we're going to use the formal you, usted. Remember, I would use usted to talk to your parents. Even if I'm older than they are, it's still a sign of respect to use usted. I would use usted with a boss. So, usted contaba chistes. Usted dibujaba. Usted montaba en bici. I hope you're trying to say them out loud. Feel free to take some notes as you go along. Now, how do I ask a question? Well, put the question marks on. Remember, in Spanish, we take an upside down question mark and put it at the very start of the sentence. When we take another question mark, right side up, put it at the end, and that's how Spanish-speaking language works. That's how the language works. Just go with it, right? So you can also drop the usted and use your voice. Put the subject at the end. So ready? Let's give these a try. ¿Usted contaba chistes? ¿Contaba chistes usted? ¿Contaba chistes? ¿Usted dibujaba? I need to put the space in there. ¿Dibujaba usted? Dibujaba. ¿Usted montaba en bici? ¿Montaba en bici usted? ¿Montaba en bici? Wait a minute, stop. How does usted, which means you, use the same ending as he and she? I remember my teacher doing this in Spanish 1. What's going on here? Sometimes you just have to go with it and follow the culture. Usted is the formal you. In the past, regular folks did not come up to the king and queen of Spain or royalty and say, hey, how are you? They said, Your Grace. And that's just how we roll. This picture came from this website here. If you are using the slides themselves instead of watching the video, you can click on that and get a little story about Spain's Felipe VI and his wife, Queen Letizia. Also, you can click here, a little more story about why usted in Spanish uses the el ella. It just does. So let's practice reading these questions aloud. I'm keeping usted in. That way you know I'm asking you a question and not asking about him or her. ¿Contaba chistes usted? ¿Usted dibujaba? ¿Usted montaba en bici? All right, so let's do some other questions and answers. So Let's ask about him and let's ask about her. What did he used to do? What did she used to do? Remember, don't use that usado thing. So I'm going to ask you a question in Spanish about the top picture, and I'd like you to answer back in Spanish. And then I want you to ask me a question about the next picture. I'm making up names as I go along. You can just use él for he, ella for she, whatever makes you happy. But make sure when you answer the question, you throw it back at me on the next picture, and I'll answer what she used to do or he used to do as a child. So ready? Take a look at the picture. I'm going to ask you, ¿montaba Jorge en bici? So you either said Jorge montaba en bici, or you said Jorge no montaba en bici. Now ask me back. I called her Anita. You can just call her ella. Ask me, ¿montaba en bici, Anita? Sí, Anita montaba en bici mucho. All right, so here we go. Elena and Enrique. Whoops. ¿Saltaba a la cuerda Elena? You either said Elena saltaba a la cuerda or Elena no saltaba a la cuerda. And then you asked me, ¿saltaba a la cuerda Enrique? Or you might have said, ¿saltaba a la cuerda él? And I'll say, sí, Enrique saltaba a la cuerda siempre. So here we have Belgen and Ignacio. ¿Tocaba la guitarra Belgen? Belgen tocaba la guitarra? Belgen no tocaba la guitarra. Oh, I need to put my no in there, don't I? Now you asked me, ¿tocaba la guitarra Ignacio? Or you asked me, ¿tocaba la guitarra él? Sí, Ignacio tocaba la guitarra con frecuencia. ¿Contaba chistes Ronnie? Ronnie contaba chistes? Ronnie no contaba chistes. ¿Contaba chistes Jenna? Sí, Jenna contaba chistes. All right, and that's what we have worked on today, guys. We really focused on asking what he or she used to do as a child. We also brought in the usted form. So we're studying the imperfect, what we used to do. These are all AR verbs, so verbs that end in AR in their infinitive form. And we're seeing a lot of ABA. Seeing a lot of ABA as the ending. All right, thank you for your time. Good luck. Please ask me questions. There's no such thing as a dumb question. It's how we learn. Hasta luego.